Hey, what is up, guys? It is your boy Speed here, and today I got a tier list for all the position 5 heroes. We're gonna be ranking them from broken all the way down to D tier, and telling you why some heroes are the best of the best, and some heroes are quite mediocre. Now, disclaimer, because I feel like I have to say this in every video now, because people have these like horrible ideas that, oh, if my teammate doesn't pick the broken hero from Speed's video, we're gonna lose. That's not how it works at all. You'll be fine. No matter what your teammate plays, you can still win the game, guys. Don't give up because of the draft. But nonetheless, you still want to give yourself that advantage. Obviously, that exists. I do think some heroes are better than the others, so let's get into it. But before we do, smash the like button, subscribe to the channel, and of course, subscribe to GameLeap for thousands of hours of incredible content. It's really great stuff. No, I mean it. Click the link down below. At least check it out. Go check it out right now. Come on. You got 5 minutes. 2 minutes. Go check it out. Alright, so let's start it off with the broken heroes. I gotta broke it down. Maybe I've forgotten a position 5. If I forgot one, you always do anyway. Let me know in the comments. You know, just tell me. Speed, you forgot Sniper position 5. I've been playing it in my pubs. It's so good. You can tell me. Alright, so let's get into the broken heroes. First one, I know this one is questionable. It's definitely very questionable. The other two I'm more convinced of. Alright, but that is Jakiro. I just think right now, being able to first phase a lane dominator that can also push dead lanes is strong. What I mean by that is, if you have this hero that can protect almost any carry in the game and you can first phase it, it's a good hero. Now, Jakiro does tend to have these weaknesses that, you know, his spells can be purged, so heroes like Legion and, you know, Abaddon potentially can counter him very hard in lane. But at the same time, even if, let's say, you pick Jakiro first phase in your pub, and then the enemy picks one of these heroes to counter you, you're like, alright, sure, I'm the position 5 and I got countered. It is what it is. It's not the end of the world. That's what I like about Jakiro right now. I think he often forces opponents to adapt to him in the lane. Otherwise, you can often crush them with the amount of, you know, slow and damage that you simply do. Next up is a hero I'm more comfortable saying is broken, considering pros are picking this every single game. It is like, it's either banned or picked seemingly every single game in every region, and that is Coddle. Like, it's really mainly the ulti buffs. However, even, you know, Illuminate and Chakra Magic just feel like great spells. Illuminate being only 100 mana at level 1 seems like nothing. Even, I think it was buffed, right? Wasn't that spell a lot more than 100 mana? I know it's 100 mana right now at level 1. It is so strong. Like, it feels almost impossible to lane against. On top of that, this new Solar Bind is actually an insane spell. At first, I'm like, what is this nonsense? It's like, it was like Mana Leak except for movement speed. But it reduces magical resistance, which is a big deal considering you can cast it from like across the map. It lets you blow people up, and it actually brings people's movement speed to like 0. On top of that, it gives it to you. I think it gives it to you, right? Oh, no. Nonetheless, his ultimate is also insane. Recall being on a 15-second cooldown means you can move people around the map at the speed of light. It's like your whole team is a Storm Spear or an Ember Spear with boots of travel. Everyone's everywhere. Your lanes are always being shoved. You can't push any towers. Blinding Light also is one of your spells. You get like 2 ultimates. Recall alone could be an ultimate and it would be totally viable, right? Like, let's say you just replaced CM's ulti with a Recall. She would still be probably a good hero, maybe a great hero. Coddle happens to have 2. Sure, it's on a cooldown, but it's really not a long one. It's not a bad downtime. Like, it feels like it's barely a problem. So yeah, Coddle, I think he's definitely should be picked. Next up is Witch Doctor. I don't know. Like, I don't know what got changed. He just feels really good. I've played against it a bunch, like in my DPC games, the first 2 games, we had to play against Wraith King Witch Doctor twice, got crushed by it both games. I don't know what to tell you, I watched it back, and my team had to play against it, they said it was miserable. Witch Doctor's been getting picked a lot. I've literally seen it getting a second phase banned by pro teams pretty consistently, which generally means there's something up with this hero. Maledict is still incredibly strong. Your hero is one of the best laners in Dota. Your ultimate lets you get kills, but none of that really changed. The only thing that comes to mind, to me, is the Shard, which is very strong. On like about a 70-second cooldown, you can hop into the ground and cast Death Ward. Now, the Death Ward is a nerfed version of Death Ward. It has a lower attack speed. But the main thing is that you just stay alive. It's like a really good defensive option. It can't be purged or anything like that, you know? It's not like Glimmer, oh, you get dusted, or Ghost, you know, it gets purged, or, you know, anything like that. You just actually are in the ground. It's like phase shift, right? Except you do damage too. So, Witch Doctor he's doing well. Pick it. very reliable. All right, let's get into A tier. First off, we have Phoenix. I just think this hero is very strong. It's not necessarily picked a lot, but in the right games where the enemy team can't kill your egg, it's very good. Also, when you pick Phoenix, I recommend you tend to pick it with heroes that can, you know, self-sustain in lane. Phoenix can't necessarily protect too much. It's not like the best trader necessarily, especially with all the nerfs to fire spears and the cooldown. But yeah, I think it's a great hero. Then we have Prophet, just a good laner. Nothing too crazy. Pro teams are picking a lot. You do have to be a very good Prophet player to be good at Prophet 5. But if you are good at Prophet 5, it just provides so much to the table. A good laning stage, the ability to split push. You're probably the best vision game hero in all of Dota. That might sound crazy, but like you can just send treants into the enemy jungle. Like late game, you can literally spawn 10 treants, send them everywhere on the map. You can literally cover the entire map and give vision of everywhere. People don't do it that much for some reason. I think it's incredibly underrated, but you can do that. On top of that, his shard is insane. Prophet shard being a support option is ridiculous. It's like a 6-second stun against some heroes. Then we Avenge. It's like the same hero as Prophet. AA. People would argue this hero should be much lower. I actually think AA is mad underrated. It's not the best laner, which is its biggest problem, but if you can make it work, maybe toss it into a tri-lane somehow, get it early level 6, I actually think this hero pops off. CM is just solid right now. She's just solid. Lich, same thing. I don't think these heroes change much. I just think these heroes are very solid and can be picked consistently in your pubs. Like, these high damage nuke supports that don't require any, like, sort of skill shot, I just think are very good. Solid in the meta right now, nothing too crazy, but deserve to be in the A tier. Next up in the B tier, we have Io. Io likely could be higher if you're good at it, but the thing is, it's Io. You gotta be good at it to make it viable. I just want to give you guys the idea that Io is very strong. It can be picked with a plethora of heroes. Monkey King, I think it's good with Ursa, Gyrocopter, plenty of heroes. Like, those are the 3 that come to mind that I think it's like. Luna is another great one, and if you pick it with them, it's great. Then we have Undying. Maybe I could have put him in A tier. He's getting picked quite a lot. I don't know, it's just Undying. His ultimate is still just incredibly strong, amping damage when you hit people is nuts, Soul Rip is still nuts, Decay is Decay, Tombstone is Tombstone, you know how it is. You just need lockdown on your other heroes. Then, we have Puck. I think it's a great flex pick, just want to put it in here. Oracle. In the right games, Oracle is like a broken hero, right? Oracle's always been like that. In the wrong games, you can get run over, you get jumped. It's like, oh my god, I'm Oracle against Beastmaster, there's always Hawk scouting me out, I can't do anything in the laning stage and I'm just getting clapped. But let's say you're against a Battle Rider in lane, all of a sudden, yeah, you're very useful, and you're also great mid-late game. Then we have Grimstroke. I think this hero, while it struggles in pubs, so be careful, it does require some synergy. If you can pick it with Ricky or Jug, or, you know, these type of laners, Ricky, Jug are definitely the 2 ones that come to mind, you can pop off. So much utility also in the mid-game. Grimstroke's always been like that. Since the day he's been released, there's always been some team or some player that picks him, especially at the high level. And the reason for that is when you are good at Grim, the amount of utility you provide and the amount of wave shove, the fact that you can get items is insane. You do everything. The problem is sometimes it's just a little bit hard. Your Q is a skill shot, your W is a bit wanky, your ulti is wanky, your E is wanky. It's kind of, okay, it's definitely a hard hero to play. Then we have Ugur Magi. I'm not even going to say anything. It's just Ugur. He's always going to be B tier. Then we have Bane. Maybe underrated. That's all I'll say. I hate playing against Bane. It is so miserable. My least favorite hero in all of Dota to play against. I swear, Bane is so annoying. I played against it recently. Like, you're always, like, stunned, technically, right? I hate it. Then we have C. Heroes where, you know, maybe in the right game they're good, but questionable. Snapfire. I haven't seen this hero in a while. I think it just got nerfed a lot. Its ultimate used to be so low on cooldown. Now it's kind of long. Then we have Treant. I just haven't seen any Treant. Venge. Maybe it's much better as a 4, I think. It's also, in my opinion, better as a core. Gotta get to that Ags right now. If you can get to Ags, it's insane, but that's why as a support, pretty tough to get there. Not a great laner, so yeah, nah. Then we have Abaddon. It's just, you gotta pick it against like Mirana Beastmaster, like, even then it kind of loses lane to Beastmaster, but it's good against the long stuns, you know? That's all I have to say. Winter Wyvern in C. He could maybe be in B. I'm being a little bit harsh to Wyvern. Alright, I'll be honest. I don't think this hero's that bad. It's just like situational, because in some games, it's a really bad laner. Especially if your opponents happen to have like a lot of pressure and they're good against your, let's say your safe laner is countered by their off laner, okay? And you have a Witch Doctor. You don't really care. You can take your heal and heal him. You can still maybe even provide kill potential. Like Coddle, oh, the lane's bad, just blast that out and pull it. Jakiro, he can zone. Wyvern is like, is the lane bad? Well, you're kind of on your own. You know, you're kind of on your own. So that's the tough thing. Also, his spells, this has always been the thing with Wyvern, like, which is why I like talking about him. He's one of my favorite 5s, for sure. I've played so much Wyvern in ranked games, but some games his E is broken, like it's really good against Jug, for instance. Some games his ulti just seems to pop off, especially against like units, but at the same time, it's like kind of clunky. You know, that's always the issue with this hero. Then we have Chen. I don't know. I'd pick the other heal heroes. You got to be a Chen god to make the hero good right now. Don't pick Chen. Then we have Disruptor. Who even picks this hero? Do you pick this hero? Does anyone pick this hero? Then D tier, the worst hero. D for dog eat, dog water. I can't say the other one. I think. Otherwise, I think I get demonetized, which kind of be a bummer. So first off, we have Lion. I don't know. Maybe he's not that bad. I don't know. Does anyone even play Lion? The funny thing is, he's actually one of the most picked heroes in Dota. I think he's like the second most picked hero in Dota. And it's just like, I don't know. What does this hero provide that, like, for instance, like, why would I pick Lion over, like, Witch Doctor, you know? Like, he doesn't, like, stomp lane. His 6 spike is just less consistent. Like, I'd rather have Death Ward than Finger any day of the week, you know? Like, sure, it's not burst, but, like, it's, like, double the cooldown as Death Ward, which is obviously a big deal. Death Ward can also solo kill people, so, you know what I mean? Dazzle, pick one of the other heal heroes. Pudge, what are you doing? Why are you picking Pudge? Do people still do this? Is this still a thing? I'm sure it is. Actually, no, I played against one recently. I got hooked in her tower. I remember, I got hooked in her tower and they still got destroyed in the lane. Next up is Ricky. Yeah, I don't actually know why I put this in here, but for whatever reason, if you happen to pick Ricky 5, I'm just going to recommend you stop. I'm sure there's like one guy who watches my videos that happens to pick Ricky, so if that happens to be you, man, hey, hit me up in Discord, we can talk, you know, I'll work you through it. I'm sure you have some emotional baggage that causes you to play Ricky 5, right? Because that's pretty bad, right? Like, you got to be down bad to be picking that. And then finally, last but not least, is Silencer. I was like looking at the list of heroes, right, to pick all the supports. I'm like, oh yeah, Silencer's kind of a support. Recently, Ichi picked him, but as a 3, as an offlaner. So, you know, it's just not that. It's a pretty good core, but Global's too long of a cooldown. They should like half the duration. That would be cool. Half the duration and half the cooldown. I think that would be a big buff. Maybe make like the duration like 2 seconds instead of, what is it, like 4.5 or 5 at level 1? And then make the cooldown half. That would be, I think they should do that. But yeah, that's gonna be all for today's video. Thank you guys for watching. Position 4, should I do it? Should I not? Is it worth it? I don't know. You guys will have to let me know in the comment section below. And I'll see you in the next one. Peace. But yeah, that's going to be about all, folks. Remember, click the link down below and subscribe to the GameLeap website where we have thousands of videos, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.